Hello, and welcome to Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea. I'm Gloria.
And I'm Rosetta.
And thank you so much for joining us for our chat. As we always do, we like to set the intention. We like to set the space for our conversation. We want to have an environment of love and kindness, to be compassionate, and a space of gratitude, because we're very grateful that you come and hang out with us.
Yes, we are. Thank you so much for that, Gloria.
Yes.
And thanks everyone for tuning in for another one of our chats. And if you like our chat, how about giving us a thumbs up? Subscribe to our channel because that allows more people to see our channel.
Yay.
And hit the bell notification so you don't miss any of our chats. And our tea today that we are drinking is called Organic India. As you know, we love this brand along with a few others.
Yes.
And this one is called Tulsi Lemon Ginger, stress relieving and reviving, caffeine free. And it's got Tulsi, which is a holy basil. It's a balancing herb that supports stress relief and protects the immune system. So we like that. What are the ingredients? The ingredients are a proprietary organic blend, organic ginger, organic Tulsi. We already said that's a holy basil blend.
Yes.
Then we have East Indian basil and organic lemongrass leaf.
Yes.
And this smells really good when we crack open. There's a little gnat here.
I know. He loves us, but we keep telling him you better go away.
When we crack it open, you can smell it.
Yes.
It smells really good before you even start sipping it. We love it.
Very good.
It is very good.
So we're going to wake it up like we always do. Yes. Smells
I can smell
good.
the ginger and I can smell the lemon.
Smell it all.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Very good. Like that.
Very flavorful. You know, it's hard when you get a tea and you think it's a good tea because it smells good, and then you taste it and there's nothing. This has a good flavor.
We've had a few of those. Very good. This, oh God, this gnat is killing me.
I wish I had a ceiling fan because that's the one thing to...
You're going to see me all the time doing this.
So when she does that, she's not losing her mind. She's trying to get the baby gnat to go away. So our central focus for our chats, as you know, is learning how to be very conscious for our children, learning how to have healthy, thriving children, learning how to protect Mother Earth so that it will still be here for our children and our children's children. Yes. So that's always our undertone focus as we do our chats, in case this is the first time you're hanging out with us. So let's talk about some current things that are going on. This weekend is Memorial Day weekend. Happy Memorial Day weekend early to everyone. I hope you get Monday off so you can relax, do something fun. Every place I've been going is about barbecue. All the barbecue, you know, the meats, the salads, everything's on sale.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yes, it is. And in California where we are, the weather is quite good.
Yes.
So you know people are going to be out there barbecuing or there must be some kind of organized events happening for Memorial Day.
Yes. So number one, we have Carnival. My husband loves Carnival because the women wear feathers. Very little. I like it too because the guys wear feathers too. So it's an equal opportunity. So Sunday is normally the parade downtown, the main streets of San Francisco. And it's just really cool. However, we recommend you do a little parade, do a little food, do a little parade, because that parade goes on
for hours.
On.
Yes.
And it is out in the unobstructed heat. There's no tents when you're standing on the sidelines.
But San Francisco is not as warm as the South Bay.
Absolutely. So and it's supposed to be in the high 60s. So it should be perfect. So that's one thing that's going on. The other thing is today, right here today, tonight, is the beginning of the Bottle Rock After Dark Festival. It starts tonight and it runs continuous through next Wednesday. So there's all these events that are going on. Some of the lineup is Ed Sheeran, Megan Thee Stallion, Nelly, BB Rexa, T-Pain, Norah Jones, and the Napa Valley Youth Symphony, just to name a few. There's lots more. So there will be lots and lots of music. I love music. You know, you can't be in a bad mood with good music.
With good music.
Yes.
Yep.
So, and they're having all different venue types of music. So if you like jazz, they'll have jazz. If you like R&B, they'll have that. If you like rap, I'm sure they'll have that. I'm not a rap girl, but if you like it, I love it.
I'm sure there's going to be country.
Oh God, yes. There's got to be some country music. And then you like, I think they call it pop, because I love Norah Jones. You know, when she plays the piano and she's just so mellow. And one of the nice things is when you have big music like that, it just bellows in the air.
Yeah.
So lots of fun things to do this weekend. So want to keep you up to date on that.
And if you know of any fun things, if you're from the Bay Area, put it in the comments below.
Yeah, share. Let's let everybody know
Yep.
where to go and what to do.
Yep.
So last week, you know, we talked a little bit about the Ozempic, and I always say the name of the bottom. Is it
Wachovia.
Yeah, I call it something else, and my husband always looks at me and he goes, "That's not the right word." So Ozempic and Wachovia shots, and we talked about how it's creating this whole new trend where everybody it's like their free get out of jail card. Well, Kelly Clarkson had Whoopi Goldberg on her show, you know, because Kelly, I mean, noticeably, she went from a cute, curvy girl. I think she was only like maybe a size 14, 16 to, you know, she looks like now she's
Probably
like
a size 0.
Yeah, like a 0 to a 2.
Because
She's thin.
TV puts on weight.
Yes.
And she looks very slim.
Yeah, that's
compared
like,
to-
you know, when I think about Sunny Hostin, she looks anorexic. Could you imagine what she must look like in
She's
real life?
very, but Sunny had some surgery done on her, right?
Right. Well, she had like breast reduction because she said it hurt her back.
Right. And then
And
she
then she
also
had
had
some
some lipo done.
Yeah.
So she's even thinner than
Right.
Kelly Clarkson looks on TV. So you can
Right.
only imagine in real life
Right.
how thin she must look.
Yeah. And so Kelly, actually, Rosetta was telling me she finally started talking a little bit.
Well, I kept saying to my family and my son, I bet you Kelly is taking some kind of medication or some kind of shot.
Right.
Because all through summer,
Right.
they were showing her shows. She doesn't, I don't know when she goes on hiatus, but all through summer her shows were on, and I record Kelly.
Right.
So I'd see, and she looks still quite curvy, and I
Right.
like her. She's a
Right.
very lovely girl.
Absolutely.
And then all of a sudden,
The new season.
come the new season, and she's like looked way thinner than she did only a few episodes
I
ago.
mean, like 30 to 50 pounds thinner. I mean, way thinner.
So I said she has to be doing something, one of those shots or pills. It cannot just be through diet and exercise.
Right.
And you know Kelly, if you know Kelly, she does not like to go to the gym.
Right.
And we were doing some research, and if you see our past chats, you will know that we've been trying to figure out how
What
she
she
lost
did.
the weight. And we couldn't find anything about any of these shots or whatever.
Right.
But what we did find out was that she said that, it was because she'd moved from LA to New York, and she's walking more, and she's actually leading a very plant-based healthy diet.
Right.
And even then I didn't believe it.
Right.
So now, fast forward, she's lost even more weight than when I first saw her, and I
Right.
knew it. I just
Right.
knew it. Even though she didn't say it, I knew one day it would come out.
Right.
And she did interview Whoopi on her show.
Yeah.
And Whoopi doesn't keep it a secret.
No, Whoopi tells you, because Whoopi has learned through years, you can't hide anything. Somebody's going to see something and someone's going to tell it. So you either get ahead of it and you speak your own truth, or let the chips fall where they may.
Yes. So while she was talking to Whoopi, she actually mentioned that she is on something, but she doesn't mention the name of it. And she said she had pre-diabetes. She
Right.
didn't have full-blown diabetes. She had pre-diabetes. So it was between her and her doctor
Right.
that she decided to start taking whatever she takes, because we don't know, but it's on medication for weight loss.
Right.
And what my thing is, which I don't like about this, is that she's not sending a very good message to a lot of people, because
Right.
a lot of people are pre-diabetic,
Right.
and they could just say, oh, well, yeah, I have a quick fix, which is one of those.
Yeah, one of those shot thingies.
Yes.
Yes. The other thing is, because she's not being paid as a spokesperson for whatever is working for her, she's not really saying.
Right, she's not saying exactly
and that
which
explains
brand
why
it is.
Oprah's not really talking, because normally she would just tell you. However, because she's not being paid as a spokesperson, she just said that I found a great combination working with my medical team that helps me, because Oprah can lose the weight. It's the sustaining that's always been a problem. And with this new regimen that she's on, she's skinnier than she's ever been, and she's maintaining.
Yeah, well, again, my opinion is that this is not very good. What is the word? It doesn't, to me, it doesn't show that, it just brings a wrong message.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. A lot of, it's just saying that here's another quick fix.
Right.
And it's sad because we've been saying that these women have the money.
And they have the money to afford a chef. They have the money to afford a personal trainer. They have the money to afford all of the services. So, and as a curvy girl, I will tell you, no, it is not easy to lose and sustain weight loss. You know, I loved how she didn't say it back in the day, but I remember when Oprah pulled out that wagon of meat. And then later she said, even on her new show, the one that she just did, she said that the minute that show ended, she started gaining weight, because she had been on a liquid only diet to lose all of that weight. And the minute she introduced food back into the regimen, the weight started tickling right on back up.
Well, coming from me, I think that it's just about education, how to educate people. That's the first and foremost, and mindset and psychology. That's my big thing I always say. That's a key to long-lasting, maintaining your weight and being healthy. So, I mean, again, these pills or shots are not cheap.
Yeah, it's
so
$1,000 a month.
It's going to be upsetting for a lot of normal people that can't afford it.
Yep.
So it's just sending out the wrong message. I mean, I like Kelly, no matter what shape she is. And I like Oprah, but I do feel a bit cheated that Kelly did not come out and say it.
Right.
I mean, I would have loved it if she just said yes because of this, the reason why, instead of hiding it.
Instead of saying that, oh, it's because I live in New York now and I do more walking than... And I'm like, well, Los Angeles is very health conscious and organic and natural and pure. So, and we got lots of places you can walk in LA.
Yeah.
So that's what we've heard so far. And, you know, we'll just keep an eye on it for future reference. But, you know, everyone just try and be healthy. Hire a wonderful coach like Rosetta that can teach you how to sustain the weight loss. Because I am a Luther Vandross girl. I loved him. And to my heart, I believe the reason we lost him was yo-yo dieting.
And his diabetes.
Yeah, but that was because like when he would get skinny, his diabetes would be out of control. Because when your diabetic numbers are high, weight just falls off of you. But then he'd get it under control, the weight would come back on. He didn't like the heavy Luther. I actually preferred the heavy Luther because when he would do the do-do-do-do-do-do-do, it just, sounded so good. So be careful with whatever it is that you're going to do. So in the spirit of our children and Mother Earth and just taking care of things, we wanted to talk a little bit about, you know, we all have recycling bins that show up in front of our houses, and we're supposed to put recycled things in it and put it out on the curb. We have recycle bins when you go out on the streets and they say recycle old clothes here, recycle shoes here. We have all of these programs. And the shocking thing is that what you think happens to it once you put it in the bin may not necessarily be what you think happens to it.
What?
So I did some checking. Ginger Z for Earth Month, Earth Awareness Month, she did a program called The Power of Us. And the two items she talked about was recycling of clothing and recycling of plastic. So people don't realize that manufacturing of plastic creates exhaust, which affects the climate. So one of the things that she shared is that, for example, in 1991, the average person purchased 40 garments. In 2022, the average person purchased 71 garments. Why are you buying all these clothes? Especially since most people were at home. So why are people buying more clothes when you're stuck at home? That didn't really make any sense. So when you donate clothes in those green bins, they don't always end up at our local communities, the Goodwills, St. Vincent de Paul's, places like that. Because what they do is they get them in, they try and sell them or give them away, give them to shelters, sell them to people as secondhand clothing. If for any reason that doesn't work, then what they do is they put them in 1,000-pound bale. And then they sell those bales to exporters and shippers. And so Ginger Z had made it a mission of hers in 2022 when she found this out, not to buy any new clothing, to just use the clothes that she's got, which I think is admirable, because so many people feel like if I'm not wearing the latest and greatest, but I'm not an influencer, so I wear what I want. And I buy clothing as needed, but I don't buy clothing nearly as much as I used to when I was out and about. So the United States exports 1.7 trillion, with a T, pounds of clothing, second only to China. Now, ask yourself, if we're at 1.7 trillion, where's China? Are they like 1.5 trillion right underneath us?
No. They're higher.
No, 745 million, they're less.
Wow.
And that's surprising, because every time I see women, Asian women, they are like in the latest, greatest fashion.
Well, are they talking about China, or are they talking about Taiwan, Hong Kong,
No,
Singapore?
they talk just about China.
Oh,
but
well,
I'm sure if you lump them all together, then it would be way higher. But this was just China. And most of the exports from the United States, when we ship it out, it actually ends up in Latin America or Africa.
Wow.
And most of the waste, when they can't sell it and it's just dumped to shippers and exporters, that goes into landfills between Kenya to Chile. So one of the things that she shared an app, and it's called Trashie, Trashie. So you can reach out to Trashie, and Trashie will send you you pay for it, a bag for $20. Anything you put in that bag, they take.
Okay.
Old shoes, old clothes, anything.
And the shipping is paid for?
Everything's paid for. The best thing is that you are now giving, because I always try and do used clothing to shelters and places like that, to help the homeless and the unhomed. But the thing that I love about Trashie, because some places won't take your items, Trashie takes everything, and then and it's a big bag, and you stuff it, and then you just ship it to them. And then when they get it, they open it up, they go through, and they resort it out. So that's something that we can all do. So when I was talking about the tons, so in 1991, the exact number was 158,741 tons of clothing was exported. In 2022, 856,124 tons was exported. So we Americans, we just got too many clothes. We need to slow down on the clothing industry. Now, we also have a problem with plastics, because you see, for me, I'm always concerned about the sea, the animals in the sea. The fact that those little, those containers for sodas, was getting caught around some of the little babies' necks and things, the little sea otters. That just makes me want to cry. So there are things that are going out into the ocean. So there today, 9 million metric tons of plastic is going into the ocean every year. Just let that number mull around your brain. Why is all of the garbage ending up in the ocean? Now, to me, that says somebody's dumping. Somebody's doing something that they shouldn't be doing. So within the decade, for every 3 pounds of fish in the ocean, there'll be a pound of plastic. That ratio is not going to last. And we need the ocean to be good and to be clean and to be flourishing with beautiful fish, not just for us to eat, but for the ecological blend and balance of the ocean. They need all of that to keep the ocean clean. So that's something that we all have to be aware of. So you go, well, then what do we do as the United States? Do we just stop making plastic? So there are 343 new or planned expansion plastic plants in the United States. And the production is slated to increase by a third by 2050, a third more than the 343 plants. So plastic offers something to society. It's a benefit, lightweight for our vehicles, packaging for our foods to keep them safe so that they will last longer. However, we have to keep the plastic out of the environment. And that's what we have to focus on, making sure that the environment is safe and plastic free. So when you go somewhere and you buy something, think about how it's packaged. Is this a recyclable packaging, or is this something that's going to negatively affect the environment? Now, the plants I was telling you about, right now, there are some new plastic plants proposed for Ohio, Kentucky, West Virginia, and Pennsylvania. And the scary part is that in creating these plants, they are also supporting fossil fuel, which we're trying to get away from. So fossil fuel and plastic generation kind of go hand in hand. So we have to figure out what else we can do. Like, I know when I go and I buy food, used to be in plastic containers, now they're in these biodegradable containers. So those are much better for us. So when recycle plants are being constructed, they also put them in lower income areas with all that toxic going into the air. So one of the things that I wanted to sensitize everyone to is Australia is doing a Let's Go Plastic Free in July. Could you go plastic free for a whole month? Think about that. No plastic. What would you put your food in? What would you store it in? Can you store it in glass containers? Think about it. And let's see if that's something we as Americans could stand up to. Yeah.
Yep, very, very good information. And this all ties back to, why do we need to recycle?
Yeah.
Do we even know? Because a lot of times people will not recycle because they don't understand what effects it has on us. They think, oh, okay,
Right.
it doesn't concern me. Or why do I need to bother? Because how is it affecting my life?
Right. It doesn't really have anything to do with
Direct
me.
correlation. I don't see the cause and effect.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you what the meaning of recycling is, okay? Recycling is one of the solutions that we can implement to improve our environment. Recycling is the process of converting waste materials into reusable objects to prevent pollution on land and in the oceans.
Yes.
And I'm just going to give you, I found this and I thought this was very interesting because everybody should know this. I'm going to tell you some things that we could recycle and the environmental issues of not recycling. Okay? So I'm going to tell you, paper towels. Did you know that it takes 2 to 4 weeks to break down a paper towel?
Mm-hmm.
So what is the environmental issues caused by not being able to be broken down?
Right.
More than 13 billion pounds of paper towels are consumed yearly, which is 80 rolls per person. So a lot of energy exerted during production, which causes carbon dioxide to fill the atmosphere, decomposed in landfills, which emits methane gas, and like carbon dioxide has been linked to climate change. See that?
Mm-hmm.
Then we have straws. They take 200 years to break down,
Mm-hmm.
the plastic straws. And then it says here that Americans use over 500 million straws daily.
Mm-hmm.
So straws are, they're plastics which cannot break down. They separate into, you know what happens? They separate into tiny bits, and they're endangering our marine mammals.
Right.
So these are the things that I wanted to say. Plastics, like she said, is huge. Plastic bags takes 10 to 20 years to break down.
Right.
And also it goes into the oceans, and they look like jellyfish, and they pose a threat to the sea turtles who ingest them.
Right. And pre-COVID, we had gotten rid of plastic bags in California. It was either bring your own or paper bags, but the plastic bags were done. And because people didn't know how COVID was transmitted, they didn't want to touch your groceries. They didn't want to touch you. They brought them back. And I think we have to cycle that back.
We have to. And
Yes.
Just to finalize recycling, what can we do real
Yes.
quick? We can actually recycle these. We've recycled cardboard boxes, cans, glass, bottles, batteries. All these can be recycled. Do not throw them in the trash can. Okay? Do not throw them in the trash can. And then try to buy items with less wrapping. Use reusable bags when you go to the supermarket.
Yes.
Instead of buying plastic bottles to drink water from, just buy yourself a thermos and carry it everywhere you go, a water bottle container.
Right.
Use it all the time.
Yes.
And be careful when you go to these coffee shops, because they give you one-time use only paper cups. But
Right.
have you noticed that those paper, you can't recycle it because inside is wax,
Yeah.
coated in wax, so you can't recycle it. So there are a lot of things you can do to recycle. There are actually paper towels now that are reusable. Reusable paper towels, and they can be made from bamboo and different materials.
Right.
So look it up
Right.
on the website, reusable paper towels,
Right.
because that's what I've been using at home. So trying to get away from those paper
Yes.
towels.
I've been going back to regular old-fashioned towels, where I just wash them and hang the towels on the refrigerator
Yes.
handle and things like that.
Yes, because it's huge.
Yes.
So this is a huge topic, and we want to do this so that for generations to come, our kids can live in a environmentally safe
Yes.
country
Yes.
without all this mass destruction, man-made climate change and global warming and all these different weird weather
Things.
patterns and
Yes.
changes.
Yes. And I don't know about where you live. Here in Northern California, where we live, a lot of places don't have plastic straws. They have paper straws. And the only bad thing about those is they break down pretty fast.
So you could get stainless steel reusable straws. You can buy them
Yeah.
and carry them
And
around
carry
with
it
you.
with you. Yes.
Because I actually have one which is folding.
Right.
And you can open it up and put it in your handbag.
Right.
And it comes with a cleaner, one of those cleaners that you
Right.
can clean those straws with. So think about that.
Yeah. So those are things that you can do, because we only have one planet. And if we don't take care of it, it's going to take care of us, because the planet will survive. I believe that in my heart.
We've always said
You
that
know.
because dinosaurs lived
Sure did.
a long time ago.
And
now
they
they're
thought
extinct.
they thought they
Yes.
were big mamma jammas, just like man has all of a sudden thinks that it's above and beyond. It can do what it wants to do, and that's just not how life is. You have to learn how to coexist.
This is such a huge topic, and I'm going to be talking next time about some other ways that we can help the environment.
Yes.
I'll be talking about composting next time.
Yes. And I'm also we found a lot of the information I shared with you came from Ginger Z. And the program that she did was called The Power of Us.
Yeah.
And so she is going to New Mexico, to see what they call earth ships, where it's more biodegradable, like they take old tires and they build homes with running water and all of the plants. They grow their own food and they use the sun to heat the house and to cool the house. And so we're going to continue this conversation because it's important to both of us.
It really is. And if you are a long-time supporter of us, we talk about all this all the time, consistently, through the many years that we've been doing our chats.
Yes, and we will continue to talk about it because
So
our children need the ability to breathe.
Yes.
It's as simple as that. So as you all know, the WNBA became quite famous because of Caitlin Clark. So she has started playing regular professional leagues. She's not in college anymore. And people are crazy. It's like they thought she was going to continue to be the high scorer. She's still doing really well. Unfortunately, her new team is not doing as well as she's doing because they lost their first 3 games. However, they're continuing to build the stamina, and I know this will get better. Well, yesterday, she signed a contract because, she didn't make that much money from the WNBA, $79,000 a year, where her male counterparts are millions of dollars a year, the rookies.
Yes.
Same job, just female versus male. Ridiculous. So she signed a deal with Wilson, and she is the second person, first being Michael Jordan, to have her face on Wilson basketballs.
Oh.
And they have 3 different versions that they're going to be. Yeah. I mean, she's doing a really good job to help bring this up. And they have said that this season, things are much better. They're getting more viewership. So show your girls some love because that's what it's all about. So we always try and do a little bit about the weather. And one of the reasons that the recycling and composting and all of this is so important is this ties into the weather. I don't know why. It's probably just lack of education. And I don't mean that people are just dumb. That's not where I'm coming from. If you don't know better, you can't do better. So one of the things we want to always do is share with you what's going on with these weather the weather patterns throughout the country is directly affected to global warming. I mean, it is what it is. So I received a text from one of my girlfriends because I reached out to her yesterday. I was like, I think tornadoes are headed your way. And she texted me back and she says, well, we'll see. So this morning she is off the border of Illinois and Wisconsin. And they had trees that toppled down, whole windows gone, holes in their house. These storms they're not the norm. And don't let people convince you that if we keep doing what we're doing, it'll just straighten itself out. We have to do better so that the weather will settle down. We still have glaciers melting. The water levels are rising. The ice is just, I mean, you don't know what that's like until you've seen one. I went to Alaska and I was on a cruise ship, and as the ship was twirling, the captain did that to give us a 360 view. A glacier just dropped. So that's something that I just wanted to make you aware of. The tornadoes are not gone, and these are very, very heavy wind, heavy rain, and they're turning houses into toothpicks. You can look at your local news and see. And the people, they're so kind because they're thinking, oh, we'll just rebuild. It's okay to rebuild. But if you don't stop figuring out what's going on and start making changes, you could go through this every year. Is that what you really want? Every year you have to go through rebuilding. So we have to also, very important, make sure we put people in our government that cares about Mother Earth. Not somebody that's just being bad to be bad. Someone who looks at the science of what's going on and says, okay, these are things that we can do. When I found out that Dubai received a year's worth of rain in one day and they were cloud seeding, maybe you shouldn't be doing that. Maybe you should let Mother Nature decide when it's time to rain. She didn't tell you to take your booty out there and build this beautiful city in the desert. If you're going to build it, then you make sure you can sustain it. But don't be trying to convince Mother Earth to rain when you want it to rain. That's just not how it works. So all of this ties together. And like Rosetta said, we're going to talk some more next week because we really want to educate everybody. Because I remember back in the day, a plastic bottle was a plastic bottle. No, some are recyclable, some are not. So the ones that are not, because I was told about the triangle.
Yes, there's numbers, and we'll talk about that next week, of which ones you can recycle and which ones you shouldn't recycle.
Exactly. Because that's important when you're breaking down things in your home and when you're buying things. Because I'm the kind of crazy person in the grocery store that will look underneath and say, not recyclable. What else can I buy? So we want to continue to do things like that. So thank you so much. We covered a lot of information. And we want you to know that we're going to keep these conversations going. And we would love for you to chirp in and comment below and let us know what you think. So I'm Gloria Webb Williams. My company is Ancient Stones Nurturing Natural. I'm an all-natural mineral makeup manufacturer right here in Santa Clara, California. And today's makeup tip, I want you to put your historical glasses on. Remember, there used to be a show called All My Children, and Erica Kane was the goddess of soaps. She dated everybody. She married at least 12 times. I mean, she was always getting married, getting them divorced. And one of the things that I used to always love about her was that spunky attitude. And if you recall, Erica had very, very tiny lips, but she used to draw lips out above her lip line to extend it and to make it look like she had full lips. There are some people even today who are still doing that. So you say to me, well, why are they doing that? Because they want their lips to match the circumference of their face. If you have on, you can have on the best makeup in the world, but if you don't have any lips, it kind of shadows your look. So there's some little hints I want to share with you. You can take a lip liner pencil. You can go, just follow the shape of your natural lips, and you can extend the size. You can make them bigger, because wherever the color is, that's what looks like your natural lips. You can also, for me, if I wanted to plump my lips, I love peppermint or spearmint, something that's going to activate the natural, I'm trying to think of an easy word, but it actually causes the lip glands to swell. I use essential oils just because I like things that are natural and pure. And you can take and put that on, and your lips will plump, and you can apply your lip color, and it'll look fuller until the effects start to lessen. But that's something that you can do that's not toxic. They have lip products that you can use, but most of those lip products have either chemicals or some form of alcohol in them. Especially those stays, you know, the ones that you put them on.
Oh, the long lasting that doesn't come off unless you use some kind of makeup remover to get them
and
off.
it has to be specific, because I let some person put some lips on me once. They had a picture of Oprah Winfrey, and they were long lasting, and it was her line that she used on the show. And so I was like, okay, I did it, and I was like, okay, that's fun, I'm done. And they're like, well, you have to buy it to get it taken off.
What do you mean, buy some kind of solution?
I had to buy the solution for it to come off. So the lips stayed on probably 3 days. I mean, I use toothpaste. I use all kinds of stuff. So I don't let people do that long lasting to me anymore. If I want something long lasting, I will put like my own lip balm on, and then I will put one of my dry eyeshadow colors over the top, and it will set it, and it will stay on for whatever extended period of time that I need. And when I'm done, it just comes off. So be careful what you use. Read the ingredients like I always tell you. But those are two things that you can do to have fuller lips, like Erica used to do on all my children. Gloria Webb Williams, Ancient Stones Nurturing Naturally.
Thank you. And I'm Rosetta Chow, Simply Health. And I say your health matters. And my tip of the day is, did you know that it is better for you to eat real fruit instead of dried fruit?
Really?
Yes. And I'm going to tell you why. Because there's two reasons why. One, because you eat less. And two, because there's less sugar in it. Because if you eat, for example, if you eat an orange, right?
Right.
You eat one orange. You're going to get all that fiber in that orange. Have you ever had an orange and you get very full after one orange? It's a bit filling, right?
Yeah.
Even when you eat.
That's a good point.
Yes, you're full after one orange. Like you can have mango, right?
Right.
Have a mango, a whole mango, and you're full. But have you had dried mangoes? I did not know this before, but you can eat a lot of dried mangoes because they're so delicious.
Right.
So one, you're eating way more calories, and two, you're getting more sugars because when you dry the fruit, the sugars are more concentrated in the dried fruit. Just the same as juice. If you have an orange juice, you eat an orange, one, you get the fiber with it.
Yes.
Because you get the pulp and everything. You get full after one. But how many oranges does it take to make one glass of orange juice? A lot.
A lot. Way more than one.
Yes. And there's no fiber. So it's going to go straight through you and your blood sugar is going to spike very quickly, which is why I say fruit juices are not a great thing. It's better just to have water, or you can flavor your water with some slices of fruit.
Very good.
So that's what I say if you're trying to watch your sugars. Eat the real thing.
Yeah.
Just eat less of it. Like an apple, don't eat a large apple. Eat a small, have you ever had those lunchbox apples?
Yeah.
They're small. Or even if you have to watch your sugars even more, just have half an apple.
Yeah.
Instead of having apple juice.
Yes.
So what I say is eat the real thing instead of the dried fruits because you can eat way more and they are very good.
Yes.
But be careful because a lot of the dried fruits have sulfur dioxide in it, which is a chemical and you don't want that. So which is why another reason it's better to eat the real fruit than the dried fruit. So I say Rosetta Chow, your health matters. And if you know better, you do better. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I love this because back in the day, I used to go to downtown San Jose. They had a farmer's market every Friday. And one of the things that they had was a company that offered pure apple juice. And it was just the apples that had been pureed. And I mean, it was like they used something like a Vitamix where they just pulsed everything, the seeds, the skin, but you didn't get any of that. But it was just, it tasted like eating a real apple. It was
and I
amazing.
remember that. It was called apple cider.
Yes. But
and they had them in the milk jugs.
Yes, the little
and they would give you
half-gallon
samples. And I'm surprised they don't do that anymore.
I don't know why they stopped.
They even stopped even way before COVID.
Oh, yeah. But I used to love, and I mean, I would go just to buy.
Yeah, because I don't drink any kind of fruit juice. But for
Right.
that, I would have a little sip and try it because it was so good.
It was so good. And because it was pure apples, it didn't have the negative sugar spike that drinking traditional apple juice would have. So that's our helpful tip of the day. We want to thank you all so much for hanging out with us to the end. We love the time we get to spend with you. We feel the love that you send to us, and we send it back to you. Mwah! bubbling over. And we hope you will go out and have a fabulous day. And as we say, look around. Be conscious of what's going on in the world.
Yep. And if you liked our video, I hope you did, our chat.
Yes.
We would love for you to hit that thumb icon, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell notification.
Woo.
We would. And we are Silicon Valley Girls Chat Over Tea.
And remember to always keep smiling. Bye.
Bye.